Hello, Youth Worker Nation. This is Doug Edwards with Youth Worker on Fire, and I'm really excited today to have Terance Demps with me. And Terance and I have run into each other several times, not literally, but hey, we saw each other in the weight room quite a bit.
Right.
And because he loves to work out, I love to work out, and that's just where we saw each other.
Absolutely.
But we have something in common, and that's that we both love to hang out with FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yes.
And Terance is a senior this year at Eustis High School. He's also a huddle leader for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, or we'll call it FCA from now on. And he is the oldest of 3 children.
Yes.
So Terance, tell us a little bit about yourself, where life has brought you, and a little bit about your family and where you are in school and stuff to kind of catch us up.
Oh, okay. Well, like you said, I'm Terance Demps II. I'm named after my dad. I'm the oldest of 2 younger brothers. And I have 2 younger brothers, Lewis and Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis is in the 10th grade. Donovan is in the 8th grade, middle school. And my 2 sports that I love to do is weightlifting and track. Love those sports. I stuck with it all 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
Yes, and then growing up, I played football, did a little bit of karate for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tried baseball, but didn't last too long. But so I tried it all growing up, and then my parents, my dad, he's from Central Orlando.
Yeah.
We graduated from Oak Ridge High School.
Oh, wow.
And he ran track as well. He played football. And my mom, she's actually from Bermuda, born and raised from Bermuda.
Really?
Yes, and then moved to Louisiana when she was older. And came to Florida, and then that's her and my dad met. And,
Bermuda and Louisiana, a whole lot alike. Just
yes,
it's like the
it
same
is.
place.
It is. So
You get to go to Bermuda?
Yes, I get to go to Bermuda. I went not too long ago, like this past summer.
Lots of relatives there.
Lots of relatives I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
So, so it's pretty cool. And so growing up, I was involved in the church as well, all my life. In sports as well, very active kid. Student athlete, student comes first. My parents always preach those books.
Oh, yeah.
Books first before you go outside and play. So that's what I did. And it's blessed me along the way. I'm senior year, have a high GPA.
Oh, that's
I know
great.
how to have self-discipline when it comes to studying and all that types of things. So I give my parents all the credit. And I'm just thankful to be where I am today. I'm looking forward to the future.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, tell me about the classes you're taking. We talked about this the other day, but
Yes.
I want Youth Worker Nation to know about the courses you're taking your last semester here. I call it a semester. Your last semester in high school.
Yeah.
Tell them the course load that you're taking.
Well, I have math for college readiness, and math has always been my weak subject.
Yeah.
So I have to put the most effort into that one. But it's coming along well. A's and B's in the math. The hard work is paying off. And then I have, what's it called, sociology.
Mm-hmm.
Just finished psychology, so now we're transitioning into sociology. So that's pretty interesting. And then I have economics with financial literacy, economics, and then AP language and composition with Jim the end of the day.
Things you love. But tell me
and
about
Avid as well, excuse me.
Yeah, Avid?
Yes.
Okay. So I think Avid means you're the first one to go to college in your family. Is that
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Good. How's that been? Was that been helpful?
It's been very helpful. It's given me lots of skills and tips to use in college in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Giving me coursework and the materials that we do study in there.
Yes.
Prepare you for college and getting you, outside of high school. Not just stopping at high school, but going into your career, whether it's, technical school or a university or whatnot.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
But your AP is in what again?
Language and composition.
Language and composition. That means you like that.
Yes, I do like that.
And you're good at that.
I'm pretty good.
Well, tell me how you. Well, tell me what you like about it.
What I like about it? What I like about it is just that every writer has a different story.
Mm-hmm.
So when you read the essays that Mr. Snyder has us read, we got to look very deep into it, not just take it from the surface. So it requires more thought and critical thinking as you're reading. And then it expands your horizon, like whether it is like imagining things, different things like that. And for me, it requires a lot of deep thought. like once I leave the classroom, I'm thinking about what we just discussed. Most classes don't offer that for me because of the essays or the class discussions in the class about what was written or what we have written about, excuse me. And it also helps with your writing skills as well, because you have to write in any job. You have to write, and
What do you think you want to go into in life? Have you got kind of an idea right now?
I've had a couple ideas. I mean, at first I wanted to do something in the business, and then it was like getting a degree in public relations,
Yeah.
this and that, or I wanted to get a degree in theology.
Yeah.
So, but all those require writing, whether it's for the business, coming up with different what they call the business things, I forgot, but in theology, writing the essays or just putting down your thoughts on a piece of paper, this and that, in reference to God and His Word.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I'll encourage you this way too. I encourage my own children this way, and that was to at least minor in business.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're gonna do a major and a minor, at least major or minor in business, make sure that that's in there, because everything from church to writing to whatever you do is really, you're going to deal with the business world. I mean, it's just the way it is. You're going to deal with dollars and cents. You're going to deal with people's emotions and how to lead, and that's all. What business is leading and giving vision to people.
Correct.
And monetizing it, making enough money to survive, to live, and to thrive. And so everything's about that. Churches are about that, right?
Yeah.
And writers are about that. We always talk about the starving writers.
True.
We don't want you starving.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So tell me your the worst moment in your life that you can share up to this time in your life.
Worst moment in my life up to this time in my life.
That you can share.
I can share?
Nothing that you can't share.
Oh, yeah.
But something that you can share that's really been tough.
It's really been tough. Just probably being too anxious for the future, not knowing like what's ahead, and I know that's not mine to worry about, but it's God's.
Yeah.
There was certain times where I would so to speak, almost stress myself out trying to get maybe be the best that I can be, instead of just relaxing and just taking it day by day and not worrying what's ahead for tomorrow, but just enjoying what today has to offer, because one day has enough worry of its own.
Yeah.
So it was a time where I just had to just relax and sit back and just ask God for help and direction, and know that it's already mapped out, whether it is what college I'm going to, or what's my career in the future after high school, this and that, or what's my position in the ministry. But as I look around, my everything falls in place. I have my ministry here at school, FCA ministry. That's a ministry, my ministry at church. So it's just allowing His grace to work in me to accomplish those things.
What is one of the best times that you've had in your life?
In my life?
What were the circumstances? Yeah. Up to date, up to this date.
Up to this date? Okay, one of the best times, I would have to say, first, my sophomore year when I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. That was a great moment for me. I was at an FCA camp at Southeastern University in Lakeland.
Yeah.
We were doing praise and worship, and I just decided.
I believe that's where you're thinking about going. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's definitely where I'm thinking about going. That's one of my top choices.
Yeah.
And it was just doing worship. I just decided to lay down my will and just receive Him and follow Him with my full heart. I had been in church all my life. It was so, His presence was just so tangible at that time. I couldn't resist. And another moment I would have to say was during track season.
Yeah.
We were running a 4x4 relay, and I ran anchor. I had got the baton from my partner, and I'm running anchor, and we were in the lead. And next thing you know, somebody from Tavares ended up passing me, and I lost the lead, but I made sure I stayed with him. So I kept on pushing. And then coming around the back stretch, I ended up passing him, and then we ended up getting first place, and then we just all celebrated. It was a very fun time. That was great as well.
So,
It's plenty of best moments in my life. If I listed it all, we'll be here for hours.
what about teaching moments? Who's
Moments.
your that one teacher, that class that you went to? Maybe it's a specific day that you were in a class. Could be Mr. Schneider's class, could be anyone, but kind of a light bulb came on. Like, man, I've never thought of things that way. Man, that has just changed my view of any time like that you can remember. Just being in a class.
Being in a class. Right now, is one right now. I would have to say sociology with Miss Teasley.
Yeah.
Because it's opened my eyes to different things that are studied in the classroom. So, for instance, sociology deals with how people interact in groups in the community and how that relates to the world and religion, how religion interacts with the people in groups.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about different people who are atheists and who were functionalists and all that, and it was like, wow, like I didn't know that was such a thing. Like people coming up with their own ways of life, so to speak. So I would leave the classroom just like I leave Mr. Snyder's classroom, thinking on those things. Like, it makes me fall back more on what the Word of God says, because a lot of the stuff in that classroom contradicts what I believe in. So I kind of get built up.
Yeah.
So I guess, does that answer your question? Or?
Yeah, man, it's your moment. So,
Okay,
yeah,
it's my moment. Yeah.
So if that did it for you, that's great.
Yes.
Who's that one person in your life to this day that's coach or teacher somewhere in the educational field, especially? We know your parents have had a great influence on you from what you're saying.
Yes.
But what about that one person outside of there as a coach or teacher since middle school?
Since middle school.
To this date, who is that one person just stands out?
Coach or teacher? Because it's a lot. But that one person that stands out, well, I have a friend named Sap, but I didn't meet him till freshman year. Coach Hay, because he came my 8th grade year. And he came and spoke to us, and we were 8th graders, and he was getting us prepared for football. Mm-hmm. And Coach Hay stands out to me because me and him have a great relationship, student to coach to athlete.
Yeah.
Because I played football my first 2 years of high school. It's because of him that I'm saved. Like,
Yeah.
I accepted Jesus into my life because he invited me to go to this FCA camp. And I'm not sure if Coach A is a believer or not, but it's because of him and because of his character, me and him are able to get along. And this started since middle school, and he noticed I'm a good student, and I listen to what the coach has to say, even though sometimes I may have disagreed with Coach A, and he can tell you that himself. Yeah. But, Coach A, that's a great man right there, because he loves his students and he loves his players, particularly the football team. And even though I don't play football no more, we're still on good terms and no bad blood between me and Coach Hay.
Well, you're lifting, though. Does he have something to do with the lifting as well?
He does have something to do with the lifting. He helps out. He assists the head weightlifting coach, Coach U. I weigh 140.
Now, tell me, let's talk about your weightlifting, because we always see each other in the gym.
Okay.
That's where,
Oh, I see.
So tell me how much you benched the other day and how much you said you had 2 different weights.
Oh, yes.
2 different positions.
Yeah, so just regular flat bench, I bench 240.
Yeah.
And that's double my weight, my regular weight.
Yes, it is.
240 on a flat bench. So it's pretty heavy. It's up there. And that's because of years of work, just working into it.
How many reps were you able to get in?
With 240, that's just 1 full rep.
Okay.
One full rep, yes.
No, that's good enough.
Yes, it's good enough. Trying to get higher.
That's right.
And then on incline bench, just hitting 1 rep, I can hit pretty much probably 210.
Yeah.
Just one good rep incline, because incline is harder, shoulders and all that. And then
what's your most weight that you can press multiple reps?
Multiple, probably 225.
225.
225.
How many can you get in?
4.
4.
Yes, sir.
No, that's a lot. How much you weigh again?
140.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a lot.
Some heavy weight.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I want people to know that, because it kind of gives them, because there's heart and character there.
Yeah.
For you to press that sort of weight, and for you to be the size you are, because I know what that's like. I mean, in high school, middle school, I played football since I was probably, 10 years of age, something like that. And and so I was always small, so you had to work twice as hard,
Yeah.
and you had to run twice as fast,
Correct. Yeah.
or at least your legs had to look that way, right? And
I know what you're saying.
right. And so you've chosen some great things there, and you talked about some great teachers though, and your relationships with them, Mr. Schneider, and who was the other one, the lady?
Miss Teasley?
Yes, yeah. You talked about her. You talked about Coach Hayes.
Yes.
Those are some big influences in your life, and they're going to carry through. By the way, you'll look back on those relationships and some things that changed as you go through. And I want to interview you in a few years once you get to maybe your sophomore year in college,
Okay.
and maybe even at the end of your freshman year, find out what the differences are.
Right.
But especially your sophomore, somewhere between there and your senior year in college. And so we can kind of catch up and see where life has taken you and what God's doing in your life, but where you're going educationally, some things, your views that have changed. Because our views change as we get older too with certain things. Tell me this, if there was something that you could tell people that are going into their senior year or that are seniors, going into their senior year, what do you wish somebody had told you before this year?
Just follow your heart. And because there's a lot of distractions. What I wish somebody would have told me is just take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time, because people always told me senior year is the most stressful but most fun year as well. So I was always trying to just work and make sure I wasn't getting stressed out, but then I found myself being stressed out. So I would have to say take it one day at a time and just relax and enjoy it as it goes, because it goes by like that. We're already in the second half of the year.
Yeah, people don't grasp that.
Yes.
And people don't tell you that, and some do. But you've told people, and they're going to hear this, and they should hear that, because time goes by, and especially when it's the end of an era.
Yeah.
And this is an end of an era for you. Your senior year, going on to a totally different life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what do you wish somebody had told you before your freshman year in high school?
Before my freshman year in high
You're
school.
in middle school.
When I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Don't try and fit in. Don't be intimidated.
Yeah?
Don't be intimidated because of maybe the upper class or what you're not, what to expect. Like you're not sure what to expect being a freshman. So I didn't know what. So I just wish somebody would have told me. Maybe like don't let fear hold you back. There we go.
Yeah.
Fear.
Because fear is a big one, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Were there some things that you did not do because of fear?
Were there some things?
Your freshman year?
Yeah.
Or any of those years, any of these high school years?
Trying to fit in with the crowd. So a specific event I would have to say would maybe say just don't let fear hold you back, because that can stop you from achieving many things that are already at your reach.
Tell me about Fellowship of Christian Athletes, FCA. Why are you in leadership now? And how big a deal has that been for you? I mean, why that's been such a big part of your life?
Well, FCA has been a big part of my life because of it allows people such as athletes and people who are involved in other clubs at the school to meet together and talk about Christ, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So best believe when you join the FCA group, Christ is going to be the center of it. And how in our lives as athletes or other people who are involved in clubs or at your job, we can meet together at FCA, talk about different ways to share Christ throughout the community, the different areas where you work at. Because there's people in the FCA that I can't reach, but other people in my FCA that can reach those people. And it's great for what are me trying to say? Bringing people together to learn more about Christ and what He has to offer for everyone.
What do you think life would be like for you these last couple of years without that?
Without it, man, it honestly would be kind of rough.
Is there a difference in the day that you guys meet and the way you handle that particular day each week than maybe the other days?
Yes, I believe there is a difference because we come with some expectation, expecting to receive something from either the speaker or the devotional that we have or lead. So we don't come in like we're entering a classroom like, here we go again. You know, when we come in like, hey, what does God have for us today? FCA, it's Thursday morning, 6:30. Let's go. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. You know, so, and
It's
without
voluntary. I mean,
right,
nobody has to be there,
yeah.
right?
And the thing
Right.
and the thing about it is open up different doors for me, such as like this interview and me being able to lead the football team in prayer before every meal. So FCA has been a great opportunity opener for me, and just has allowed me to grow and help others to grow as well
That's
in
great.
Christ and in a relationship with Him.
Well, Terance, listen, man, it's been a great time being with you here, and I'll look forward to seeing you again in the gym.
All right,
A
likewise.
few times before you have to go to college, before graduation
Yeah.
even. And Youth Worker Nation, here's a student, senior in high school, help you understand some things about students maybe you didn't understand before, or something that you have dealt with a student, and that'll help you deal maybe a little differently. So, Terance, thank you again, and say goodbye, Youth Worker Nation.
Goodbye, Youth Worker Nation.
All right.